Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Getting to Know Our Heavenly Family. I'm still Regis O'Neill, and I'm happy to be with you guys this morning. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about Saint Joseph Cafasso, who, if you can't tell, is from Italy. He was born in the early 19th century in Italy in 1811, and even as a very young boy, he showed a strong devotion to prayer and to attending Mass. He was ordained a priest and was actually put in charge of instructing other priests at a seminary in Turin. So I guess he was a Juventus fan. He was instructing other priests in the art and the spirituality of being a priest at this seminary in Turin, and he encouraged his pupils to do a number of different things. The first was to join the secular Franciscans. If you're not familiar, there is a way to join with the Franciscan spirituality without actually being ordained or devoting one's life vocationally as a religious brother, religious sister, or a priest. The secular Franciscans are a group of lay people who live in accordance with Franciscan spirituality. It's a pretty cool organization. So anyways, Saint Joseph Cafasso recommended that all of the priests that he taught join the secular Franciscans. He also told them to receive daily communion and to devote themselves to Our Lady, of course, the Blessed Mother. So really was driving home some pretty serious spiritual stuff. And this was important because at the time that he was stationed at this seminary, there was a popular heresy called Jansenism. It was basically a very overly scrupulous spirituality, had a view of a much more vindictive God than we do in our true Catholic faith. It was obsessed with sin and damnation. That was kind of the central focus, was avoiding sin and damnation, which certainly we all try to avoid sin and we all want to avoid going to hell, but our faith comes more from a love of God and that shared unconditional love between God and us than of a fear of damnation or anything like that. So he was pushing these ideas specifically to combat Jansenism. And as we've heard with some other saints in the past, while he did a number of great things on his own, one of his greatest accomplishments came from one of his students. So Saint Joseph Cafasso taught a number of good and holy priests, one of whom went on to become Saint John Bosco, who we of course know is one of the greatest saints of the church. So a good friend of mine likes to say that saints travel in packs, and Saint Joseph Cafasso is a great example of that. He passed away in the later part of the 19th century, and he of course was canonized shortly thereafter. So thank you for joining us for another episode of Getting to Know Our Heavenly Family. We'll be back right here next week with Father Romans sharing about another saint with you guys. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.